the Sonsio Grand Prix here at Road America. Rossi on the pole and Rossi launches.
Green flag.
Great jump from Alexander Rossi trying to break the draft. Now it was a really slow start, but all in line. Joseph Newgarden going to look to the outside maybe.
Pato Award, that orange and black car, gets together with Marcus Ericsson in the red and white car. Elbows out, bar banging at Road America.
And Palou is under pressure. The two Chip Ganassi racing cars are there. Rosenquist on the inside at turn 3. Good, clean start, except for this.
Jimmy Johnson out in the back, turn 3. Stays out of the gravel, though. I think he'll be able to...
Red 1.
Oh, no. Sounds like the engine's dead. But 3 wide behind him on the run down to turn 5.
Look at Grosjean in that green car going around the outside in turn 5. There's a bit of pushing and shoving. Connor Daly in that blue Bidnile Chevy was in the middle of that.
Watch what happens here in turn 5. A lot of guys get pushed off if they try to stay to the outside here. So far, so good. Clean racing.
I wonder if there was contact back there at turn 3 that forced Jimmy Johnson off the track. We'll take a look at that for you. There's Takuma Sato ahead of Will Power. The Verizon Chevy first trip through the carousel.
You can sometimes see side-by-side racing. Rinus VeeKay is known for trying to hang it on the outside there and make up positions on the start through that long corner as the caution flag waves for Jimmy Johnson in turn 3.
And this lap is so long that I think IndyCar officials tried to wait as long as they could to see if they could get Jimmy Johnson refired, but ran out of time as he frantically urges the AMR safety team to get him restarted. Let's see at the back. He just kind of gets maybe pushed off or tried to go 3 wide there into turn 3.
Yeah, a bit of a 3 wide situation, and Jimmy there on the outside just dropped his left side wheels into the grass.
But wisely stays on the throttle. Let's watch. This is turn 1.
Tatiana Calderon up ahead in the rocket car, the black and white machine.
Yeah, checked up so much in front of Tatiana Calderon. She was trying to avoid her teammate Dalton Kellett. They just sort of stacked up. But you're right, Townsend. Great move to try to keep his foot in it.
Well, he knows if you stop in that gravel, it's going to take even longer to get you out. Here's Pato Award. Saw contact from the helicopter with Marcus Ericsson. There it is.
Pato's on those primary tires, the harder compound, not as much grip as Marcus Ericsson on the alternate tires, the red sidewall. And he just understeered into the side of the car, but we've seen it. There's some beating, some banging, some door brushing here. You can get side to side and have a fair amount of contact at Road America. We've seen that a lot over the years.
Green flag is ready for Alexander Rossi. Nice clean track ahead. Jimmy Johnson's been rescued. He's back at speed. 3 drivers came to pit lane to top off on fuel, but we are back at it.
What a jump from Alexander Rossi. He got a great start and pulled out a nice gap. Really didn't want to see that yellow.
Look at Colton Herta there. Yellow and black car making a move up the inside on Pagenaud. Gets it done. Colton Herta, teammates to Rossi, was as quick as Rossi, I felt, in most of the practice sessions. Had an engine change, though. Here's Rinus VeeKay.
Whoa, big move at turn 3. In that direct supply Chevy, got through on the inside of rookie David Malukas. Good work.
Some dust being kicked up back there. David Malukas on the red tires to the black tires on the car he was going by. 3 wide, the Aero McLaren cars. Scott Dixon on the inside of Felix Rosenquist there.
And that is one of the key overtaking points. This is Palou, the defending race winner. The American Legion Honda is off.
Strange how he just sort of coasted to a stop as opposed to laying into the throttle and trying to get out. I wonder if something broke down or maybe contact.
That's broken.
That's the outside of turn 6, I think, with Rinus VeeKay, and the full course caution comes out again.
Just heard a voice there. I'm pretty sure it was Alex Palou saying, no, it's broken.
Yeah. See what happened here. Looking back in the camera shot.
3rd car in line. Oh, Marcus Ericsson went down the inside.
Oh, teammates.
Ah, they just touched their
Very
left front
slight.
to right rear. Is it his hand?
No, it could have just broken the toe link, potentially.
View from Romain Grosjean's car. Ericsson to the inside.
Yeah, you saw the front wheel. It just broke the toe link.
And he told the team he didn't know what was broken on the 10 car, but something broke. And as you guys know, radio transmissions this far off as we watch happen to VeeKay, it's hard to hear across the way here, but something definitely broken on that 10 car. Tough break for the winner of this race last year, guys.
That was a hip check from Christian Lundgaard in the Fleet Cost and Care Honda on Rinus VeeKay.
So let's see what we can do on this restart here. Alexander Rossi already in the restart zone, already on the gas, and looks to have another great jump off the last corner.
Well, he did it one time before. He'd like to do it again. Newgarden is trying to go with him as they snake their way. They crest the hill. Newgarden is definitely closer this time around. Then Marcus Ericsson, then Romain Grosjean. Look at Newgarden.
Here he
Newgarden's
comes.
putting the challenge and putting the heat on Rossi.
Newgarden backs out. He'll regroup, look to make it happen out of turn 3. Meanwhile, Colton Herta with another move forward. Herta putting the moves on. That is Scotty McLaughlin.
Good work there. Then Simon Pagenaud tucked in. Then Dixon. This is Devlin DiFrancesco on Helio Castroneves.
That was a very decisive move from the young Canadian. Helio heads up and moved in line, and Alexander Rossi taking a note from Marcus Ericsson's book, sneaking down the straightaway, trying to break the draft of Joseph Newgarden.
Further back, Scott Dixon made a move and put the squeeze on Pagenaud. Pagenaud having none of it. Puts the deep braking move back on Scott Dixon.
Spoke to Simon this morning. Look at this three-way action here. That's Jack Harvey. Jack Harvey hits Castroneves.
Castroneves getting chewed up back there. On board here with Connor Daly. Daly with Castroneves in front.
All these drivers in this train here, they started on the primary tire. That's the harder compound, a little slower, a little more durable. Colton Herta hanging it wide there.
Yeah, but Colton Herta is coming forward. He knows that he has a fast race car, and if he can get forward early, Marty, he's going to have a shot at the end of this thing.
Man, he has been the show. Townsend started 11th and is 6th right now for Colton Herta in that black and yellow car flashing through the screen right there. They had a grid penalty today, and you started to mention it, Townsend, because of the wreck at Indianapolis. They took a grid penalty, putting an engine in that was unexpected. They'll have another one later in the year as well, but Herta showing how quick that car is from 11th to 6th.
The last 3 races, he has finished 5th, 5th, and 2nd here at Road America. He loves this place. It's his kind of track.
We haven't gotten to the crossover point yet as Devlin DiFrancesco goes to make a move on Will Power and slams the back of the Verizon driver. And that almost certainly will be a penalty for DiFrancesco. He totally mistimed that one.
Yeah, you know how
wing is under the car, so be really careful on the way in.
Yeah.
Try to hit the brake and get it out from underneath the car.
You know how we've been talking a lot about the calm and the new Will Power? I think Devlin DiFrancesco is going to see a little bit of the old Will Power.
He had just made a great move on another veteran, Castroneves. This is the same corner where he got Castroneves the lap before, and Power is defending, pushes DiFrancesco a little bit wide, but kept him on the racetrack, and then DiFrancesco comes and tries to do the fake right, shoot left once, and then shoot left again, and just really gets it wrong down there.
Yeah, it's I wonder if there's damage to the front wing of the 29. It was a pretty good hit there.
It's been a lot of caution so far, 6 laps.
Green.
Speaking of green, watch that green car, 4th in line. That's Romain Grosjean. He loves going around the outside at turn 1. Let's see if he's close enough to Marcus Ericsson. That's a better restart from Alexander Rossi. He's got more ground over Joseph Newgarden.
Watch the black and yellow car, though, of Colton Herta charging. Also Pagenaud further back.
Pagenaud on McLaughlin. Boy, that was close.
You see wiggle from the 26 Gamebridge Honda, the black and yellow car of Colton Herta there coming off at turn 1. He's right on the gearbox of Patso Award, one of the drivers that started on the primaries. They want to go hard and push these drivers that are on the softer alternate red tires.
Colton Herta has a run. Here comes Dixon and Pagenaud once again side by side. Look at Award and Colton Herta, the yellow and black car to the outside.
These two guys were teammates many years ago. There's Pagenaud on Dixon. Look out, here comes Sato on Malukas. They're teammates from Dale Coyne Racing.
Sato's the biggest mover of the race so far, up 7 spots, battling it out with his rookie teammate.
That was good. Good driving from both of them. Into the carousel again. Here we go. Coming up, down the hill, and then get ready to launch through 2 of the scariest corners on this track, the carousel, then the kink. Let's go, accelerating downhill, pulling 2 gears, and hold on for this wild ride.
This is a neck stretcher. It's torturous for the tire. That left front just screaming by the time you get out of it, and then you pull 6th gear right before you get into the kink, flat out through here, over 150 miles an hour. Just incredible.
News from race control, rookie Devlin DiFrancesco has been penalized for that contact with Will Power. Stop and go penalty for avoidable contact.
And I know DiFrancesco is going to be frustrated because I think part of him is like, hey, guy drove me over to the grass in turn 3. How was that not a penalty?
And here we go. That's Alexander Rossi's radio. Brian Barnhart, a strategist, calling in the 27. Watch him peel off, and Joseph Newgarden comes with him. Now it's a race on pit lane.
Team Penske versus Andretti on pit lane. Marcus Ericsson stays out. Grosjean out. Award out. Colton Herta to pit lane. The blend here is going to be fascinating in a couple laps, Marty.
Where this old surface just chews up the Firestone tires here at Road America. You see Alexander Rossi, Joseph Newgarden slowly making their way down pit road. New tires will be everything today because you'll churn out such quicker lap times. Rossi, as we've mentioned, so good on the primaries right here. No adjustments for him. He said the first 10 was their race. We'll see if that plays out as well. Newgarden at the front of pit road too. Quick stop by the 27 Munch, and it's a race off pit road that Joseph Newgarden looks like he will win, and he does. Look at that, Diff.
Great teamwork at Team Penske. They service the 2 and send him ahead.
And it was bad luck for Alexander Rossi. Joseph Newgarden's teammate Scott McLaughlin was entering his pit box right as Alexander was trying to leave. He had to hold, and that few seconds, even tenths of a second delay, I think is what helped Joseph Newgarden get that advantage in pit lane. Bad timing, terrible, terrible luck for Alexander Rossi.
So let's take a little bit closer look at the data here. Thanks to NTT, just the times on pit road alone on that last stop. Alexander Rossi almost 2 seconds slower. Marcus Ericsson to the pits. Grosjean comes in. What does Pato O'Ward do? He comes to the pit. Green flag stops. Kevin, you've got to be crisp on pit lane because it's going to be a blend at the exit.
So the top 3 in the race right now, but did staying out an extra lap help Marcus Ericsson, Romain Grosjean, or Pato O'Ward? He's on the alternates. They're going to change to the primary. Same with Grosjean coming in that Universe green livery. The Husky chocolate car is going to get to his stop and install just a little bit early, going to the primaries, and he'll be back out, Marty.
Pato O'Ward comes in from 3rd. So this was the big debate. They were among those that started on primaries. You see them putting on the alternate tires for Pato O'Ward. Just in front of him, Simon Pagenaud coming down pit road as well. A terrific run for Pagenaud, who's never had a podium here. And here's the blend, Diff.
Look at that, Ericsson and almost Grosjean out ahead of Rossi. Grosjean does get ahead of his teammate momentarily. Rossi around the outside. But power to Ericsson, the Indianapolis 500 winner. The Husky Chocolate number 8 team did a great job to get their man back out.
His tires are still cold though, Diff, so Alexander Rossi is going to close very quickly in these next couple of corners while Marcus Ericsson tries to get tire temperature.
Look at this, teammate on teammate here. Romain Grosjean and Colton Herta down into turn 5. Grosjean doesn't want to give it up.
Super late on the brakes for Colton Herta. He's on those softer alternate tires and was able to pull that move off on the outside. That was a great move.
Teammates could have easily touched in the way the Ganassi boys did earlier down in turn 5 that led to the broken steering arm for Alex Palou, but luckily they escaped. Here comes Herta with a big run up the front straight.
Now Colton Herta, unlike most of the drivers he's racing against on his strategy, he is on those softer alternate tires right now, and even though he's got to make these positions up, he's got to make some headway here, he's got to take care of those tires as well, Townsend. He's have to last a full stint, and he is working them very hard at the moment. He's got to make sure that he doesn't start bleeding time at the end of this stint and become vulnerable to guys like Romain Grosjean and Pato O'Ward behind him.
Another guy that has to take care of his tires and race car is Simon Pagenaud, who gets off on the fastest corner at this racetrack. Frankly, the fastest corner in the United States, the kink at Road America. Watch this. It doesn't get any closer to a complete write-off than that. That was unbelievably patient and wise. Keep your eyes high, use all the road. That could have been a massive crash. Boy, I would think Newgarden would be coming in this lap to cover. He's got the lead, he's got the pace, and he's got lap traffic in front of him. What he doesn't need is to sit behind DeFrancesco at this point and lose the gap to Rossi.
Might be coming in the pits, though, to do exactly what you said.
Yeah, DeFrancesco's already pitted, and there it comes.
There's the call from Tim Cindric, and the 2 dives into pit lane.
What does Rossi do?
Rossi's got to stay out. You got to look at what Marcus Ericsson did. He did the overcut, and that's what helped him get Rossi. I think Rossi stays out.
You're right.
He does.
And tries to close that gap, Marty.
Yeah, Alexander Rossi choosing to stay out on the racetrack. Pit road is going to be busy here. You're going to see Scott McLaughlin, Colton Herta, Pato O'Ward, and Joseph Newgarden. The lonely trip down pit road. Tim Cindric told him, he said, you're going to be in traffic for about 4 to 5 laps once you leave pit road. Are you sure you still want the wing adjustment? He said, just a little bit. Those sticker primary tires going on for Joseph Newgarden, pitted with a 5.4 second lead. Colton Herta finally hits his pit stall. He came in running in the top 5. 5. We'll see where this all cycles out. We expect Rossi to come on the next lap.
It's a half a turn out on Joseph Newgarden's car as Pato O'Ward is down, waiting on fuel. And look at McLaughlin.
Ahead of Pato O'Ward.
Alexander Rossi, he needed a good stop from them. They delivered this time. Now let's see if he cut into Newgarden's lead at all.
There's Newgarden, the blue and white car enters the frame. Newgarden gets by. Kyle Kirkwood there in the 14. Still hasn't made his stop.
Rosenquist, Felix Rosenquist is the next in the order. Look out.
Stay in front, easier said than done, Brian Barnhart.
Rosenquist tries to force it at turn 3, and he will get there, wheel to wheel with Alexander Rossi.
But Rossi has the position diff and the horsepower down the straightaway.
Whoa. That's hard on push to pass, no doubt about it. Felix didn't counter on push to pass for some reason, maybe because of the fuel situation.
Yeah.
He can't afford to. You look, hear how early he's lifting.
Rosenquist has to hit the fuel number.
For Alexander Rossi to fresh out of the pits, only one corner of heat in those tires to hang it on the outside there of turn 3. That was some pretty heads-up driving.
Joseph Newgarden, the leader coming down pit road, came with a 5.2 seconds lead. You see in the distance back there, that's Alexander Rossi, who was sitting in second. So who can gain the most time here on pit road? Critical stops for both teams. Team Penske versus Andretti Autosport. Newgarden down and away much quicker and holding Andretti on Rossi just a little bit. We'll see where that cycles out and see if Newgarden extended his lead at all.
I think he might have, Marty, as O'Ward's on pit lane.
Pato O'Ward coming down, putting on primary tires for the 5 car, trying to gain a couple of spots here. Look at that wing adjustment for O'Ward. We're also going to see Colton Herta come down pit road. Colton's had trouble seeing. He's had some dirt get into his eyes somehow. They think they came through the air hose, so you're going to see them hand Colton Herta a towel and try to wipe his face off. Then he's going to throw it back to the team.
Colton Herta coming and also keeping an eye on Marcus Ericsson, and we see Herta trying to deal with that debris in his eyes. Ericsson has been running 3rd in the race, cycled up to the front, trying to beat those that have already come in, Marty.
Yeah, Kevin, you saw him lift the visor, trying to wipe his eyes there. The towel goes in, and Colton's going to try and get in there and clean him as best as he can. Townsend, I agree with you. Why not just keep the towel with you? No harm in that at all. He did throw it back over, though, and he probably could have kept it, and if it is a problem a little bit later, you could use it again, right?
Well, let's see what goes on with the blend here. Eyes are one thing, racing for positions another. Here comes Felix Rosenquist at speed. Colton Herta is out, beats Grosjean on cold tires. This is a critical battle for position after the final stop.
And that was a very slow stop from the 8, 11 seconds from the 8 crew. A bit of an issue down in pit lane there, allowed Colton Herta to really close the gap on that. Let's take a look at what happened. The hose gets caught.
Hangs up on the outside tire changer's heel, then hits the right front tire.
He had to stop for the car that was coming in front of him, so a bunch of different issues all there. An 11-second stop, didn't lose a position, but lost a ton of time on track to Colton Herta.
Yep, this is for the last step on the podium. So it's going to be quite the fight for Marcus Ericsson over these closing 13 laps here at Road America.
And guys, despite Will Power coming in as the points leader, he would still leave in second despite him being hit by Devlin DeFrancesco early in the race because of the problems from people like Alex Palou and Pato O'Ward right now not running quite as strong as his teammate Felix Rosenquist.
Power down in 18th place.
Colton's got a nice run here heading to the kink. Ericsson got a little wide. Colton almost lost it.
Ericsson had the understeer, Colton had the oversteer. Both drivers pushing hard on cold tires. Big saves from both of them, but Colton a monster on the brakes now, trying to set him up coming out of 14 in 2 corners time to get that run down the front straight.
Let's take a look at how much push to pass is still available. Herta with 36 seconds, Ericsson with 40. They're almost dead even. Does Colton get on the button? Yes.
You see the green lights on the side of the dashboard here. That indicates he's on his push to pass. If he doesn't think he's going to make it, he should push that button again, turn it off.
It has 40 push to pass ahead.
He turned it off there. He realized he wasn't quite close enough, didn't quite have the run because they were both on the button. Ericsson down to 19 seconds, Herta 15 now. That's only probably 2 good shots left.
Oh boy, Colton is right there.
Yeah, it's going to be a turn 5 move here coming up in just a matter of seconds. Watch this. Honda on Honda, Ganassi on Andretti.
It's going to be tough. Both drivers are going to be on the button right now. You see the draft. He's slowly pulling up, but it's not enough.
Might get him on the brakes, though, and then cross him up, going to 5. Colton goes wide. Watch him dug to the inside here.
trying to get a run to switch back and get the inside. Good defensive driving, up over the hill, turn 6.
Really good defensive driving from Marcus Ericsson here. He's placing his car in the middle, but not sacrificing the exits, not running too deep. He is really driving like a championship caliber driver.
And problems for Pato O'Ward.
Engine's dead.
Engine's dead, he says.
Could this bring out a yellow, guys?
Try a different switch.
He's dead sick. This is going to bring out a yellow. There's no safety team close to where he's at. That car, I don't think, is going to make it to pit lane.
No, because he's uphill in a big way, and going to come to a stop.
And the gap had come down to 2.8 seconds anyway. Alexander Rossi was on a charge.
Fourth
And,
caution.
boy.
Alexander Rossi says, "You beauty."
Not smiles on the pit stand. Taylor Kyle, team president of McLaren.
Well, think about what it looks like on the stand of the number 2 car. Newgarden had this thing firmly in control.
Are you ready? We're ready. How about you two?
I can't wait. Offense versus defense. Lot going to happen here as Newgarden gets after it, drops the hammer with a good gap on Rossi.
Let's see. And you heard Alexander Rossi get a little bit squirrely. You heard that Rossi caught Newgarden in that last part before the yellow. We go back racing here at Road America. Final 5 laps.
What a jump from Joseph Newgarden as one of the Meyer-Shank racing cars. Elio Castro-Neves is off in turn 13, I believe.
Caution again.
The field is frozen.
Boy, everybody looked like they were going for full send in the mid-pack into one. As soon as the radio transmission came through, full course caution, everybody backed off. As you can see the skid marks from Castro-Neves, it looks like a full 360.
Let's find out what happened to the 4-time Indy 500 winner.
Did he get any help?
Nope.
Man, he's had a lot of spins this year on his own. Thinking back to Barber, the one in practice, Indy on the test day, leaving pit lane. Rossi has to balance the hunger for a win, the thirst for a win, with the points progression that he's made in this championship. He's 6th as they run right now, 7th, excuse me. So he's made up so much ground. How big does he go? How big of a chance is he going to take here?
How about Grosjean? How about Herta? What about Ericsson? And how about those who are looking good on push to pass? Ready to get going again. Green flies. Newgarden was real quick there. That was a great response. Now open it up the front straight, and wait for these turn 1 moves.
Never mind.
Look at Rossi's playing defense now. The gap is so big that Rossi has Ericsson charging. Ericsson to the inside in that red and white car.
The Indy 500 winner in position to grab 2nd. Will Rossi try and go around the outside?
Yes!
Newgarden's gone. Ericsson gets 2nd. Here comes Herta on his teammate, that yellow and black car.
Wow, really defensive driving from Alexander Rossi. Grosjean goes to the inside. 3 teammates together.
Remember, Colton Herta has almost no push to pass left. Lots for Romain Grosjean's Felix Rosenqvist now, who has the most of anyone in this train. On the grass.
Romain Grosjean with an unbelievable save.
Keeps his foot in it. Felix Rosenqvist gets around, and then Grosjean back down the inside of turn 5.
Did you see the rooster tail of dirt coming off of Grosjean? Cars are coming together further back. It's getting nasty back here.
How about Graham Rahal? He's in the mix. There's Jack Harvey and Simon Pagenaud. Christian Lundgaard's in there as well.
I think Scott McLaughlin may have turfed Graham Rahal out of the way in turn 6. He's fallen. Oh no, sorry, that's Lundgaard has caught up.
McLaughlin here on Rahal.
Now they go almost wheel to wheel. Rahal gave him plenty of room. He went wide there. Dixon lines up for a shot. And let's not lose sight in the fact that Joseph Newgarden has disappeared. He's taken off to be 1.2 seconds in the lead. Look at this.
Marcus Ericsson's engineer, Brad Goldberg, say, hey man, be smart on this restart. Think about the points. Ericsson said, yeah, I want more of them. Got Alexander Rossi into turn 1, and now Rossi under big pressure from Colton Herta.
Really surprised at how much it's been a struggle here for Alexander Rossi on this first flying lap. I don't know if he had too much debris on his tires or what happened, but it went from pouncing for the win to defending for the podium in the span of about 300 feet on the front straightaway. Push to pass will become active this lap, so we'll see if Rossi chews into the 21 seconds he has remaining.
2 laps to go, 8 miles, and that $1 million is dangling in front of Joseph Newgarden. Will Power, David Malukas, Takuma Sato.
David Malukas on his teammate Takuma Sato.
Here comes Sato back.
But Sato's got no push to pass left, 25 seconds for Malukas.
got to feel good for Rahal, Letterman, Lanigan. They've got 2 cars in the top 10, all 3 in the top 13. That's a nice turnaround.
And Callum Eilad running right behind Christian Lundgaard, just outside the top 10 of the rookie battle. But look at this.
Hold on. Hold
Lucas
on.
trying to block Sato. Sato's going to force his way through, and Will Power sitting patiently, trying to protect his car in his points situation.
And that's Rinus VeeKay on the inside of Power.
How about David Malukas not taking anything from his teammate? And look at this, a Margie through turn 6. You called it from the beginning, Townsend.
VeeKay just saying, no, Will Power, I know this move. It never works out on the outside of turn 6.
And look who's in front of Will Power, just 2 cars ahead. Devlin DeFrancesco, the young driver who nerfed Will out of the way early in the race. And the words of Power were, wait till I see him after the race.
Well, at this rate, he'll see him on the cool-down lap. Colton Herta still right on the gearbox of Alexander Rossi. He only has 2 seconds of push to pass to Alex's 19, so I'm not sure he's going to have enough to make that pass happen. But
Here
Alex
comes Will Power on DeFrancesco with Kyle Kirkwood, I think, in the middle there in the 14 Rocket Chevy. Meanwhile, up front, Newgarden, Ericsson, Rossi. Herta now under pressure from Romain Grosjean, and Grosjean has 39 seconds of push to pass to Colton's 2.
And he can use it right here, right now. White flag is out, 1 lap to go. Herta is defensive on the inside, but he can't do anything about it with that extra bonus push to pass that Romain Grosjean saved.
I think Grosjean might end up on the podium here if he uses all of that available power to catch Rossi. He might have a shot coming to Canada Corner.
I'll tell you, he's going to have a shot as Felix Rosenquist because Herta is out. Rosenquist's got 41 seconds. He can basically do the rest of this lap on the button if he wants. He'll close the gap here into turn 5, and if he doesn't get it done, another shot into 12. But here we go.
Yep.
Defense from Herta.
And does he run it a little long? Can Rosenquist switch it back? No, good work, Colton Herta.
And Scott McLaughlin sitting here thinking to himself, all right, guys, get into it with each other. Let's get side by side. Give me a chance to pick up another spot.
McLaughlin's still got some push to pass left as well on this final lap. Graham Rahal must be loving this, running up the front for the first time in a while in that 5th third bank Honda. There he is in the 15 ahead of Scott Dixon.
Why isn't Rosenquist on the button? He's got 41 seconds available, Colton with nothing, and Rosenquist hasn't even touched it.
Use it now, go. Joseph Newgarden is on his way home. What a story this is for the 31-year-old from Tennessee. He had disappointment here a year ago. Here's Rosenquist on the button now. He goes for it, but the big story is up the front. Joseph Newgarden with that people-ready force for good $1 million being shared between the team and a charity of his choice. Joseph Newgarden has done it at Road America. What a drive! That's $1 million drive by Joseph Newgarden, and redemption
And $1 million, bud.
for last year's disappointment. Look at the mad scramble to the line.
That's pretty cool.
Rosenquist, McLaughlin, Rahal. That was pretty wild stuff.
So were you thinking about those races that didn't work out on late restart, Joseph, and how determined were you to not let that happen again today?
I was just trying to stay focused on what I had to do. Just unbelievable job by everybody at Team Penske. Great to have PPG on board with us. We've had a lot of success in this car, and Team Chevy's bringing it with this engine, you know, so just so proud to be here, and People's Choice. You know, I keep forgetting about this $1 million. I think
people ready. You got $1 million check coming here in a second.
Yeah, People's ready. I kept forgetting about it, and now to finally get it done, and to most importantly to give that money to charity. Half of that money is going to charity with Serious Fun Children's Network and Wags and Walks out of Nashville. So I hope they're happy about it. That's a lot of money coming their way.
For people ready to put up the money, but two, for the team to do it. You and I talked about it early in the year. How tough of an accomplishment is that to get it done on an oval, a street course, and a road course all in one season, much less the first half of the season?
I mean, that's what makes IndyCar so tough. It's impossible to predict what's going to happen. I thought we had it all locked up in Detroit, like it was going to be easy from the front row, and it was anything but easy. It went completely different than we predicted, and that's just what makes this series so difficult. And it makes it fun to be in. You know, you've got to be on your toes at all times. You can go in with a plan, but you probably have to change your plan 90% of the time once the race starts to unfold. So, you know, to be able to hit all these disciplines with this team is just, for me, it's the best series in the world. I just love driving IndyCar.
Watch the Honda Indy 200 at Mid-Ohio Sunday, July 3rd at noon on NBC.